Hello. All right. We're gonna get started in probably 5 minutes. Looks like we've got 5 or 6 people. If you are watching through my website, let's go ahead and click on the video to bring you to YouTube. That way you can comment. Um, and then if you're here, just comment in the chat with your name so that I know you're here. And then we'll probably get started in 3 minutes just to give everyone a second to join. Oh, this is so cool. This is my first time doing this, so I'm excited. All right, so we got AJ, we got Bouquet, we got Gino, we got Jeffrey. All right. Oh, and my dad is here too. That's exciting. And Evie, sweet. And my brother pointed out I have a pimple. Yeah, I know, Gino. Thank you. First day that I woke up with a pimple in 2 weeks, of course. All right, we're going to give it 2 minutes and then we're going to go ahead and start. What you will need for this class, if you have a yoga mat, that's great. Bring that, a towel or a blanket, some weight if you want to turn up some of the exercises in terms of their intensity, and then maybe some yoga blocks if you have them, or something else that you could put your hands on to elevate them, and a water bottle. And that's pretty much it. Can you guys hear me okay? Is the volume all right on the mic? Oh my God, this chat. I should never have invited all my friends into one chat room. This is going to get messy. All right, let's keep it PG, or PG-13 at least. All right, let's get started with the class. The first portion of this class is a mobility portion. So this comes from a system of movement called FRC, functional range conditioning. Basically what we're working on is trying to increase the range of motion in all the different joints in the body. Now, when we're doing mobility work, the most important thing is to go really slow to make sure that the movement is controlled, and that on each, I guess, rotation of the exercise, or each time we go through the exercise, try to make the range of motion just a little bit bigger. And the last thing is, when we're working with one joint, make sure that that's the only joint in the body that's moving. So if we're working with the ankle, we don't want the knee moving. That means that we're compensating in some way. So we're going to start sitting down on our butts. Let's take our right leg, put your right arm underneath, put it into a headlock, and we're going to work with the ankle. We're going to make nice, slow circles. You want to think of each rotation taking about 6 seconds to 10 seconds, all right? Really explore how big of a circle you can make. I'm not sure if the mic will pick up on this, but my ankle kind of sounds like popcorn. Nice. And let's go the opposite direction. And good. Let's switch legs. Left leg, left arm underneath, put it into a headlock. Nice slow circles. Good. Switch directions. And good. All right, we're going to work with the knee now. Same position, right arm underneath right leg. Flex the toes of the right foot back towards the knee. That's going to lengthen the back side, the posterior side of the leg. And now what we want to do is, without rounding the back, keep the torso nice and straight. Try to extend the leg as much as possible, and then slowly release back down. Extend and release. This is great if you have tight hamstrings. Nice. Let's do 2 more. And good. Switch to the other leg. Flex the toes back towards the knee. Extend and release. Nice. 2 more. Good. Last one. And good. All right. This next one, we're going to move on up into the hips. I'm going to have you watch this one first. It's a little bit more complicated because we have a lot more range of motion in the hips, a lot more different possible directions. So what's helpful is to have a prop for this one. If you have a book, a cell phone, anything, you're going to put it right on top of your sacrum here. We're going to be on all fours. Now, what I'm going to do is, with my right leg, I'm going to bring the knee in slightly, flexing the hip. I'm going to abduct, reaching the leg out to the side. Think of a dog peeing on a fire hydrant. And then I'm going to kick the leg up and back and then bring it through. Now, as I do this, I want to keep that block from falling off. So especially when we go out to the side, it's really common to tilt like this. Don't do that. Let the motion come just from the pelvis. Reach back, through. All right, let's give that a shot. We're going to do 5 rotations one direction, and then we'll reverse. So bring the knee in towards the chest, reach out to the side, kick up and back, and then through. Now, as you do this, make sure that you're engaging your core, almost like doing a plank. The more we're able to stabilize the core, the more mobile we'll be able to be in the hip. Nice. One more. And good. Reverse directions. Kick up and back. Open out to the side. Bring it through center. Up and back. Out to the side. Through center. Last one. Up and back. Out to the side. Through center. Good. Let's switch to the other leg. If you just heard a thump, that is my lovely girlfriend Angelique using a book, and it just fell off. All right, left hip, knee in towards the chest, open out to the side, kick up and back, and through. Make sure that as you do this, you're engaging your core, but you're also breathing. Good. 2 more rotations. And good. Reverse directions. Kick up and back, out to the side, and through center. Up and back, out to the side, and through center. Good. 3 more. Do it on your own. I'm going to check someone just entered the chat. It's my sister. Cool. Megan, we're just doing some mobility work. Feel free to join in. All right, and good. Let's go ahead, move away from the hips, move into the trunk and the spine. For this, we're going to do cat-cows. If you've practiced yoga, this will be very familiar to you. You're going to set up on all fours, shoulders stacking over wrists, knees stacking underneath hips. Take a nice big inhale, lift the tailbone, lift the head, arch the back. And then exhale, round the spine, suck the belly button up and in, tuck the pelvis, tuck the head. Repeat. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Good. One more. All right. We're going to work with rotation in the spine now. So you're going to be sitting on your heels like this. Let's have your right hand on the floor, left hand behind the neck. You're going to twist in, bringing elbow to touch the inside of your right elbow. And then you're going to twist and look towards the back, opening the spine. Good. Repeat. Elbow to elbow. Twist, look back. Elbow to elbow. Twist, look back. Let's do 3 more of these on this side. Good. 1 more. And let's switch sides. Left arm on the floor, right hand behind the neck, elbow to elbow, twist. Ooh, yeah. Nice big back crack there. Good. 1 more. And good. All right, we're start working up into the shoulders and the scapula, the shoulder blades. For this, if you want to use a blanket, it can be helpful because we'll be on our knees. So for the scapula, we're going to have our arms by our side. Make sure that our arms stay straight. We're going to lift our shoulder blades all the way up, shoulders by the ears. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and back, and then drive them down the back. Forward, up, together, down and back. Nice. Forward, up, together in the back and down. Good, and reverse. Good, one more rotation. All right, so those are the shoulder blades. We're going to move on to the shoulder. Like the hips, the shoulder is a little bit more complicated because it is the most mobile joint in the body. So I'll have you watch first, and I'll have you watch from different angles because that'll give you a better perspective. So we'll start with the right arm. Someone leave a comment. Water, please. A water break from Gino. Yeah, I thought the mobility part would be the hardest for him. All right, so with the right arm, we're going to open the palm, externally rotating the shoulder. We're going to bring the arm across the body, keeping it straight. We're going to bring it up by our ear, bicep, as close to the ear as possible. From here, we're going to rotate the palm away from the body. And then we're going to reach back as we internally rotate the shoulder. Okay? And then we're going to reverse it. We're going to reach back. Once we can't go any further and the thumb is leading, we're going to rotate, bring that bicep back up by the ear. Now we're in external rotation, bringing the palm in towards the face. It's going to come across the body and back to center. Okay? A little complicated, but let's try it together. Working with the right arm. Open the palm, externally rotating the shoulder. Cut the arm across the body, keeping that rotation. Bicep comes up by the ear. Now we rotate the palm and the armpit away from the body. Reach back, continue that rotation. And arm by your side, palm pointing away. All right, now we reverse. Reach up and back, start to rotate, continue that rotation, bicep up by the ear, arm cuts across the body, back to where we started. All right, 2 more times. Make sure as we do this, especially when we get to this part, when we start reaching back, it's really common to open the spine. We don't want to do that. We want the spine to stay perfectly still. Notice that my spine doesn't rotate at all as I reach back. Okay, so 2 rotations. Go nice and slow. Really try to find greatest range possible for you. Good. If you need a water break after that, go ahead. All right, let's do the left shoulder. That will end our mobility sequence, then we'll get into the core work. It's the fun part. All right, left arm. Open the palm, externally rotate the shoulder. Adduct, cut the arm across the body, bicep up by the ear. Internally rotate the palm away from the face, open the armpit, reach back, continue that rotation. Reverse. Lift up and back. Rotate. Bicep up by the ear. Arm cuts across the body. Nice. 2 rotations. As you're doing this, it can help to squeeze your glutes, engage your legs, engage your core. Right? There's this relationship between stability and mobility. The more stable we are in the parts of the body that we're not moving, the more mobile we can be in the parts of the body that we are moving. All right, and good. Shake that out. Should feel a little bit looser. All right, the next exercise we're going to do is called a dead bug. Dead bug is one of my favorite exercises. It's great for teaching the relationship between stability and mobility. So it teaches you how to use your core as an anchor so that we can have free movement in the shoulders and hips. So the way we're going to set up for this exercise is we're going to be on our backs, knees bent, pointing straight up, arms pointing straight up in the air, back of the head on the floor, and it'll stay there the whole time. Spine is flat on the floor. Open shoulders and hips, hands and feet will just tickle the floor, so hover an inch from the floor, and then you're going to bring everything back to center. Okay, so inhale, open, make sure the core stays engaged, that the back is not lifting or arching, and then back to center. Okay, if that is too easy for you with knees bent, we can modify it and make it harder simply by extending the legs at the bottom of the exercise. The lower the legs are to the floor, the harder it'll be. Good. We're going to do 15 to 20 of these. Now, if you want to make it even harder, you can use a weight. Doesn't matter how much. Hold the weight over your head as you open and close. Okay? 15 to 20. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. And for the love of God, please smile. Good. Finish up if you have a few left. Nice. Okay. All right. So that's dead bug number 1. Dead bug number 2, slight variation. Same starting position. This time we're going to work with opposite sides. So it's going to be contralateral. So I'm going to have my left leg go with my right arm. Okay. So opposites. Back to center. Now, as I'm extending these, notice that my other 2 limbs, my left hand and my right leg, are not moving at all. It's really common for these to counterbalance, okay? Don't let them. Same breathing pattern. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Let's do 16 to 20. Good. All right. So now there's one last dead bug to do. When we're doing core work, I usually program with 3 different versions. One will be symmetrical or sagittal, so everything's moving in one piece, something contralateral or diagonal, and then something rotational. So this will be the rotational portion. Now for this, you can use a blanket or a block, whatever you have. You're going to put it in between your knees. I'm going to do this at an angle here so you can see. All right, your arms are going to be in a T position this time. So we want 90 degrees from your torso to your arm, head on the floor. Without letting either shoulder leave the floor at any point, you're going to slowly lower your knees to one side, bring them back to center. Lower to the other side, bring back to center. Okay. If it's too easy with knees bent, extend the legs and do it with legs extended. Okay. Let's do 12. Exhale, twist. Inhale, come to center. Nice. Finish up your last few, then we'll move on. This is a good time if anyone has any questions about any of the dead bugs. You can just type in the chat and I can hopefully answer any question. No questions. Cool. All right, moving on to the next exercise. We're going to start building heat a little bit, making the exercises more dynamic. So for this exercise, I call them toe touches. This is what I like to do instead of crunches. It's a lot more effective. I'll give you a few different ways to do it so you can modify based on how hard you want to work. Okay, so version 1, legs straight up in the air. Knees can be slightly bent. If you have the flexibility to extend the legs, try it there. That'll make it a little bit harder. We're going to reach up, squeezing the core, halfway up the shins, and then back down. Okay, exhale up, back down. If that seems right for you, stay there. If you want more of a challenge, try to reach up and touch your toes. All right, if that's too easy, do it with a weight. Make sure to control the way up just as much as the way down. All right, let's do 20. Nice. Good. Stretch all the way out. Legs long, arms overhead. Nice stretch to the front of your body. All right. While you're resting, I'm going to demonstrate the next exercise. This will be a contralateral core exercise. So we're going to be on our backs, knees bent, feet flat on the floor, arms behind the head. You're going to bring opposite elbow to opposite knee. So right elbow will come in, touch left knee, back down. Left elbow, right knee, back down. All right, so that's version 1, elbow to knee, okay? Version 2, if you want to make it a little bit harder, you're going to have arms by your sides. You're going to bring hand to foot. All right, version 3, if you really want to torture yourself, you're going to get into a hollow body position. So you'll start with everything on the floor, engage the core to lift the thoracic spine off, lift the legs, arms by your sides, hover, touch, hover, touch, hover, touch. All right, let's go for 20, whatever version you want. Nice. Stretch out long, arms overhead, legs long. Need to get a sip of water, go ahead and do so. The next exercise, one of my favorites, it's called Russian twists. As most of you know, I spent quite a bit of time in Russia. Never did these there, but that's their name. How do you make it not hurt your back? Bouquet, which exercise are you talking about? All right, we'll get back to that. For this next exercise, Russian twists, Bouquet, the one we just did. That one, let's see. Well, we can modify it a little bit. Instead of bringing elbow to knee, try to just reach up with one elbow and then back down. Okay? Minimize the amount of flexion that we have going through the spine. See if that would help. All right, so for Russian twists, we're gonna sit on our butt. We're gonna lean back so that the torso is straight. Heels just lightly touching the floor. So this is gonna be version 1. From here, we're gonna twist, try to touch the floor, and then twist and touch the floor on the other side. Okay, so version 1, heels just lightly resting on the floor, leaning back. Version 2, you're gonna lift the heels off the floor, still making sure the torso is nice and flat, and then touch, touch. Version 3, try to extend the legs, keep them straight, touch, touch. And then with any of these versions, if you want, you can add some weight. Let's go for 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. $20, $21, $22, $23, $24, $25, $26, $27, $28, $29, $30. Nice. Very nice. We feel our core working. All right, we're going to give the front part of our body a little break. We're going to start working with the glutes. All right, moving right along. So this next exercise we're going to do is called a glute bridge. If you want to be an Instagram fitness model, this is going to be the exercise for you. So what we're going to do is we're going to be on our backs, knees bent, feet flat on the floor. You should just be able to reach down and touch your heels with your hands. Okay? We want feet hip distance apart. We're going to engage the core, keep the torso in one piece. Squeeze the glutes, drive the hips up into the air. We want to be one long line from shoulders to knees, okay? Don't overextend or arch the back. Keep it straight, and then down. As we bridge up, I'm also thinking of curling my heels in towards my butt. That's going to get my hamstring engaged, okay? So if you want to do this version, do 20 up and down. Version 2, you're going to bridge up, stabilize the hips, extend one leg, place it back down, extend the other, place it back down, hips down to the floor. So that's version 2. Let me do it one more time. Hips up, extend one leg, extend the other, back down. Notice as I extend one leg that I'm not letting my hips drop or lose elevation. Okay, that's really important. You have to fight that. Version 3, if you want to do it. You're going to bridge up on one leg, then switch legs, drop back down. Up on the new leg, switch, down. Okay? Choose your version. Let's do 20. Make sure to breathe. Exhale up. Inhale lower. All right. Finish up. Maybe do one or two more just for shits and giggles. My brother asked, can I do both legs at the same time? Yeah, give it a shot. Send me a video. If you can levitate with both legs off your floor, more power to you. All right, we're gonna do another glute exercise. This is gonna work on our abductors, the muscles that move our hip open, like this. So these are called clamshells, really popular in Pilates. If you have a towel, this is a good time to use it. We're gonna set that down. We're gonna have our bottom leg on the towel, laying on our sides like this. Now, it's a little hard from this angle, but notice that my body is one long line, right? From shoulders to knees, just like the hip bridge. I don't want my knees curving in like this, okay? One long line from shoulders to hip. Exercise is gonna look like this. Version 1, drive the bottom leg into the floor, lift the hips off, and then back down. Okay, that's version 1. Up, then back down. Version 2, up, lift the top leg, bring it down, hips to the floor. Okay, choose your version. Let's do 16 on one side and then we'll switch. Bridge up. Extra points if you want a jazz hand while you do it. Or the Spock symbol, whatever you want. Whatever makes it easier for you. One of my kryptonites is that I always forget to count. So I'm just going to say this was 10 and we'll do 5 more. It's really fun when you're working with clients and they're like, how many more do I have left? 4. Good. 2 more. Last one. And good. Let's switch sides. That exercise, no matter how many times I do it, I always feel a burn. Which means I should do it more. All right, on the other side, let's go from 15 to 16. All right, that's 8 halfway. Let's do 2 more. Last one. And good. All right. Take a quick breather. Shake your legs out if you want. My brother is trolling this chat. I knew that was going to happen. All right, so we did the front part of the core. We did our glutes. Now we're going to do our back, our spinal muscles. So for this, we're going to be on our stomach for the exercises. First one, we're going to start nice and easy. This is called an eccentric back extension. So eccentric is the part of an exercise where the muscles are lengthening under load. So if we were doing push-ups, it's the part where you're lowering towards the floor. If we're doing pull-ups, it's the part where we're lowering from the bar, okay? So for this, we're going to be on our stomachs. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to slide our elbows in so they're underneath our shoulders so our back is off the floor. Do it like this. Okay, from here, I'm going to squeeze everything, squeeze my butt, squeeze my back, try to lift my elbows off the floor without lowering. And now slowly lower back down as I extend my arms out in front of me. Draw the elbows in towards the shoulders, engage the back, lift, extend the arms, slowly lower back down. Elbows in underneath shoulders, engage, extend the arms, slowly lower. Let's go for 12. Okay, let's do 2 more. And good. All right, next exercise, number 2. On our backs, on our stomachs, lifting opposite limbs. So my left leg will go with my right arm, back down. Left arm, right leg, back down. As we do this, don't bend the leg, keep it straight. Let that engagement come from the glutes, okay? Let's do 16. Right arm, left leg, back down. Left arm, right leg, back down. Inhale up, exhale down. Good. Finish up with 1 or 2 more. Man, I don't know about you, but it is getting hot here. We've got these nice big windows over here. It feels like a sauna. All right. So now the last part of this class, we are going to do isometric work. Isometrics refers to any exercise where your muscle is under tension, but it doesn't change length. So the plank is the perfect example of an isometric exercise. We're going to do 3 different planks, and then we're going to cool down, call it there. For these, I'm going to let you kind of gauge how long you want to hold it for. Ideally, we can do about 45 seconds to a minute on each plank. If that doesn't feel okay, maybe pause halfway through, rest for 10 seconds, come back up, do it for as long as you can, rest. Yeah, go at your own comfort level. So first plank we're going to do is going to be regular front plank. I'll give you 2 different options for this. So option 1, we're going to be on our elbows, in our forearms. Elbows are right underneath shoulders. Okay. Legs are going to be extended behind us. We want our butt close to the floor, back's not sagging or arched, right? I'm squeezing my glutes, tucking my pelvis under, so I create a nice little kind of arch here of engagement. Now, in this position, what I want to do is I want to drive my elbows towards my feet as I try to drive my feet towards my elbows. If I'm doing it right, I'll start trembling. You might be able to hear the shaking in my voice. That's a good thing, okay? So that's version 1 for the plank. Version 2, this makes it a lot harder. Recommend this if you're an athlete. You're going to be on your hands, wrists underneath shoulders, feet hip distance apart. Now, without shifting the weight in my hips, I'm going to reach up, touch one shoulder, set the hand down, reach up, touch the other shoulder, set it back down. Okay? Let's do version 1 or version 2. You can also, if this feels uncomfortable on your back, you can do it on your knees, not a problem. Okay, but same engagement, core engaged, glutes engaged. Do whatever version works for you. Let's go for 45 seconds to a minute. Begin. Remember, drive your elbows towards your feet, feet towards your elbows, glutes engaged, legs engaged, core engaged, smiling, breathing. And good. You can stop now or maybe go for an extra 10 seconds if this is the only thing you're doing today for your workouts. We're going to take a quick minute breather, and then we're going to work on side planks. All right, so for the side plank, I'll give you a few different options. Option 1 is basically the position we were in for the clamshells earlier. Okay, you're just going to be holding this position. All right, option 2, legs extended, still one line from shoulders to feet, glutes engaged, bridge up. Version 3, lift the top leg. Version 4, jazz hands. All right. Pick a version. For this one, we'll go 30 to 45 seconds. Up. Make sure that your elbow and forearm is directly underneath your shoulder and that you're not sagging, that you're pressing that into the floor. Okay, creating space in the shoulder. One, done. Check that out. Nice. Let's do the other side. This will be the last exercise for the day. All right. On your right forearm, version 1, version 2, version 3. All right, let's go. 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Nice. Give yourself a pat on the back. Good work. At least I just have to trust that all of you are actually doing that and not just sitting there eating popcorn looking at me, laughing. All right. Well, that was the workout portion. We're going to do a few different stretches to cool down. This is a great time. If you have any questions, just type that in the chat and I can hopefully respond to it. Yeah. So for the first stretch, let's stretch our glutes. Hands behind us, knees bent. Let's cross our left ankle over our right thigh. Try to straighten the back, open the leg like this, okay? And we'll just stay here for a second. While we're stretching, I'll do some shameless plugs. I'm going to try to do these classes more often, so I'd really appreciate it if you can subscribe. On my website, there you can go in the top right. There are different social links. So follow the Instagram, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm going to try to get a lot more instructional and tutorial videos online here in the next coming few weeks. Also, most of what I'm doing, I'm trying to do donation based. I know it's a hard time, especially financially for a lot of people with all the craziness that's going on. So if you do like this and you want to throw in a few dollars, there's a donate button on my page. Don't worry if you can't. There's no expectation. Just like, subscribe, tell your friends. Tune in next week. I'll definitely be doing this class at 1 p.m. And I'm still working on maybe a few other times during the week that I'll have some classes. Good. Let's switch legs. Right ankle over left thigh. All right. Next stretch. I like to use a towel for this. Put the towel down on the floor. I'm going to be in a kneeling position. I'm going to start with the right leg. Right leg is directly behind me, left leg in front. I'm going to squeeze my glutes. It's going to tuck my pelvis under, okay? We don't want arching the back. We want to squeeze and tuck. You should feel a stretch go down your hip flexors here, okay? This is a stretch often done incorrectly. Oftentimes people will let it just go into their lower back and they'll be down here. Look how flexible I am, but that's all from the back, okay? If you engage the glutes properly and you tuck the pelvis, you should feel a stretch even right here. You can only get about 10 to 15 degrees of hip extension before the extension starts happening in the spine. Good, let's switch legs. Left leg behind, right leg in front, squeeze the glutes, tuck the pelvis, feel the engagement here. Good, and relax. All right, well, that is the class. Thank you for tuning in. Really, really appreciate it. Yeah, I'll be here next week, 1 p.m. And please subscribe, please like, text me if you have any questions or if you have any comments or thoughts. Yeah, since we're quarantined, I figure we can work out together. Thank you guys. I'll just leave the chat open for a second. If you have any questions, you can feel free to type. I'll be here for the next 5 minutes. I mean, I'll be here for the next like month probably, but Gino, I was mostly referring to fitness related questions, but thank you, Bouquet. My mom, is your foot flexed? Mom, when? What exercise? Mom, can you be more specific with your question? Is your foot flexed? I'm not sure what you're referring to. Oh yeah, we got a cat, by the way. This is Jazz. Hey, Jazz. Here. All right, if there are no more questions, I am going to log off. Thank you guys again. Appreciate it. Oh, Mom, the last one. Are you referring to the hip stretch, Mom? I have my foot, well, so there's two different ways to do it. If the foot behind me is pointed, that's going to reduce the angle on my knee, so it'll make the stretch a little bit lighter. If you come up onto your toes and flex the foot, that increases the angle in your knee. So that means that you'll get more of a quad stretch as you do this. Totally up to you what you want to do, okay? Foot flexed, you'll get a little bit more of quad rectus abdominis being stretched. Foot pointed will be a little lighter, more focused on the hip flexors. Hopefully that answers the question. All right, love you guys.